Welcome back. There were lots of smiles and applause as the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services conducted a promotional exercise that saw 154 officers receive what has been described as long overdue promotions. Among the promotions, 28 officers were advanced from sergeant to principal correctional officers. 77 recruits were promoted to officers, while 49 officers were promoted from corporal to sergeant. Acting Commissioner Don Clare encouraged the officers to wear their stripes with pride. However, he warned that going forward, there will be some new policies implemented at the prison in terms of administrative operations.
Gone are the days when you are confrontational with the leadership here at the Bahamas Department of Corrections and expect to get things done. You collaborate, you work together, and it's gravy. Folks, this would not have happened if people were fighting each other. It can't work. Those days are finished.
Officials at the correctional facility say the promotions will fill the gap that existed, especially in the sergeant's rank, which will help to contribute to the overall efficiency of the organization. Meanwhile, Acting Commissioner Clare reminded them of the struggle it took to achieve the promotions and what they can expect from him going forward.
You know, just 4 weeks ago, it was gloom and doom. I striking, I this, I that. Now everybody, all they see is their own teeth now. But you know, God is good. And I am happy that you all are receiving your just reward. And I made a pledge, and I will keep my pledge. You will never see again a long gap in promotions in this place as long as I'm here.
In November last year, Acting Commissioner Clare noted that some 444 correction officers were awaiting promotions, which has led to large gaps within the department. Only 18 officers were promoted in 2022. The Bahamas National Baptist Convention has taken issue with the timing of the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. President of the National Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee, says the parade conflicts with the church's watch night service, leading to a poor attendance in Baptist churches across the country.
Just about every pastor that I have spoken to has echoed the sentiments that this watch night celebration has been the most devastating watch night in the history of this country. Our people did not come to their churches as they should. They prepare themselves for Junkanoo more than giving God thanks for bringing them to the last day of the year, which is watch night.
The Baptist Convention announced it will be challenging the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade to ensure their watch night services receive more attention. Reverend Dr. McPhee concedes that it is culturally important to celebrate Junkanoo, but says Bahamians should not give it priority over worshiping God.
There will be many incidents from the Baptist Convention in regards to the celebration of Junkanoo in this country, so that we could make sure, especially watch night, that it does not have a negative effect upon our community and our churches. We welcome Junkanoo. We appreciate Junkanoo. We are part of Junkanoo. It's our culture, but we must not give Junkanoo the priority of preventing our children to turn and walk away from what is spiritual at Christmas and watch night.
Reverend Dr. McPhee offered no alternatives for when and how Junkanoo should be celebrated, but is encouraging Bahamians to attend both the Christmas and New Year's watch night services in the future instead of prioritizing Junkanoo. Well, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, is now responding to the Baptist Convention's claims. On Wednesday, during the Culture at the Key event, Minister Boleg asserted that his ministry and Junkanoo organizers have always accounted for church services to ensure that the events do not overlap.
As it relates to the conflict of time, over the years, and this is something that just has happened, so when you look at it, over the years, New Year's parade always would have started 2 a.m., which we know, even I was in church myself on that night, New Year's Eve night, and by 12 midnight, normally the preaching is done, and some churches, they have what you call, like in the Family Island, rush out, and then you just sing and dance and celebrate and be happy that they live to see another year. And so we knew by 12 midnight, churches are out. 1 o'clock, give them sufficient time to go home for those who want to come and prepare for Jonkanu.
Minister Boleg reassures the National Baptist Convention that even Junkanooers attended both the Watch Night Church service and the Junkanoo Parade, highlighting the ways both events can coexist.
And even Junkanooers themselves find themselves in the shack, but they find themselves 11:30 p.m. at midnight, before midnight, in the church. I've seen it myself because I go to Short Temple AME Zion Church, which is on the corner of Blue Road and Peter Street. So you got all of the music makers, Saxons, and those guys who don't live too far sometimes walk in the church. And make sure I get that blessing and thank God for living to see another year before the year roll over and then head to Junkanoo.
Minister Boleg also responded to the Bahamas National Baptist Convention's intention to formally challenge the timing of New Year's Junkanoo.
We want to always respect the church and its opinion, and we also want to maintain and respect culture. And so, again, I don't think this is nothing new. So if it's something that they want to discuss, we can always sit down and discuss it. But 2 a.m., I think, was appropriate time for Junkanoo to begin after church service, would normally end for majority of the churches at 12 midnight.
Minister Boleg has said, despite what the church perceives to be a conflict with timing, he encourages Bahamians to support all church services before going to Junkanoo. And finally, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation announces a groundbreaking partnership between the state of Qatar and the Bahamas, marking a significant milestone in aviation education and empowering Bahamian youth. Through a memorandum of understanding with Qatar, an alliance has been forged between Qatar Aeronautical Academy and the Bahamas Aeronautical Academy. This collaboration has culminated in the provision of 2 scholarships for promising Bahamians towards becoming jet pilots. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper expressed immense pride in this pivotal moment. The recipients of the scholarships are Brittany Ford from Ragged Island and Asia Thurston from New Providence. Female pilots account for approximately 5% of the total jet pilots in the world. The 2 young Bahamian ladies have already begun transformative 2-year training program successful. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for tuning in.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.